Seville, or Sevilla, as named by the Spanish, is the vibrant capital of Andalusia in southern Spain. It's a city full of history, flamenco, diverse architecture, but the reason we're here is because it's a gastronomic gem. To start our 24 hours of eating in Seville, we're on the hunt for churros, one of Spain's most beloved snacks, especially for breakfast. And after tons of research, we stumbled upon this local gem in Triana, across the river from the old town, called Galanteria El Barba.
Okay, so we've got 3 different types of churros here. This is the churros ruedas, which basically means wheel. And you can just see it's so airy and light and delicious. The chocolate looks incredible as well. Really well seasoned, and it's just gorgeously oily, but like not overly. Do you know what I mean? Crunchy on the outside, soft and light on the inside. What's really fun is that because it's so airy, you've got all these amazing cavities that just like fill up with chocolate. So it's just like this incredible chocolate infused like bite. Oh. These are churros de papa, which they're basically made from potato and potato starch. You can see that the dough is a lot more dense inside, and then you've got this lovely kind of star-like texture around the outside, or shape. It's much crunchier on the outside, and then it's actually a lot softer and squidgier on the inside. In the UK or just anywhere else that I've had churros, they coat the churros in cinnamon sugar, whereas that's just like not the case here. They just serve it with chocolate.
Oh, that crunch is crazy.
I feel like the chocolate deserves a little taste test of its own. Oh, jeez. The chocolate is the perfect consistency for me. It's not watery at all. A lot of the reviews I saw of places around here was that the chocolate was watery. So I was like, we're not getting watery chocolate. We're getting something creamy. We're getting something delicious. We're getting something that's gonna make you salivate. Doink. I've never had these before. These are buñuelos. Struggling to say that one. Imagine like a chunkier churro batter. As you can see, these are really light and airy once again. A kind of combination between the rueda and the papa. This is kind of like a semi-denser version than the rueda one. It's got a little bit more doughiness to its bite and fewer air pocket, but it's still so perfectly delicious with that chocolate. Amazing.
We also visited the most popular place to get churros in the old town, but it was very busy with tourists queuing down the street. The chocolate sauce was incredible, richer than Galanteria El Barba. However, the churros weren't as fresh, but would still recommend going there to check it out. It's a vibe and it's central. After our churros, we headed to a local cafe. There are hundreds of them dotted around the city, and we just picked one that had a ton of locals sat outside enjoying a coffee. We ordered a café con leche and a cappuccino, and also randomly got served this shot of rocket fuel for some reason. Not quite sure why. Now this is the star of the show. This is a Montadito, a local specialty that you'll see every local eat for breakfast. It's a small sandwich filled with, on this occasion, jamon, tomato sauce, and olive oil. They're small, cute, fun, and also served as an open sandwich too. Still in the area of Triana, there's a fantastic mercado filled with eateries and fresh produce. Now, Seville is known for their Iberico ham, a type of cured ham made from black Iberian pigs native to Spain and Portugal. And we saw this Jamon de Iberico storefront and had to get a cone of ham because it's iconic.
Famous ham around here, and it's so fatty and delicious, and I can't believe I've just got a cone of it. It's so delicious and fatty and salty, and it's like a meaty version of Parmesan. Like you've got the kind of really salty, strong flavour of it, but then like the fattiness comes through, and it's obviously just meat. It's delicious. I had a bit of a headache like 10 minutes ago because we went on an 8K run, and sometimes if I don't hydrate properly, I can get a headache. But after having that ham, it's completely gone away. So basically, I just need to have really salty ham after a run. Iberico ham.
Between brekkie and lunch, we explored the gorgeous city full of super talented buskers. Walked to the Plaza de España, which is one of the city's most iconic landmarks. It's absolutely huge, with 48 colourful alcoves representing each Spanish province. Heading to our next eatery, we spotted some flamenco dancers on the street. And I'm sorry, we just had to show you this tiny bin car that needs to be small enough to fit down the narrow roads. Not all heroes wear capes. After all that walking, we needed refueling. So for lunch, we went to the local favourite, Bodeguita Antonio Romero, serving food and drinks since 1994. It's right in the centre of town and an absolute gem.
You have to taste everything.
We're at Antonio Romero Bodeguitas, and it's full of locals. We had to queue for like 5 minutes, but honestly, the people next to us have been super helpful, and they've like talked us through the menu and said what their favourites are. Literally so excited. It is such a gem. The beer is fantastic. The Tapas. So this is the pringa. Slow cooked pork, and then either they have like a slow cooked kind of chorizo or pork fat or beef fat in it. It's just so succulent, and the bread is like lovely and toasted on the top, and then really soft on the inside. It is just melt in your mouth. Delicious.
Oh, yeah.
This is the piripi everyone suggests having here. It's got pork, tomato, ham. It looks incredible with like lots of mayonnaise. Aioli, so garlicky. So this is Sevillano, which is basically Iberico ham wrapped in cheese and then deep fried, and it looks incredible. It's like a childhood dream. Ham, melted cheese, crispy outside. Oh, delicious. Can we just appreciate how insane these are? The lady next to us told us how fresh these are. These are langoustines, so much bigger than shrimp or prawns, and they are so fresh at the moment. You can like suck on heads, and apparently it just tastes phenomenal. Like so fresh, so delicious. This looks amazing. So good, so meaty. Everything just like pulls apart. It's honestly so delicious. It's recommended by our friend Carmen, delightful lady. It's artichokes with jamon. You've got fried onions around the side, and she so adorably gave us a few to try before we ordered it. And it's honestly so delicious. It's so succulent. The artichokes are insanely cooked, so soft, such good flavour, and the jamon is like a gummy bear in meat form. It's just incredible. Like the kind of addictive, salty sensation that you get is incredible, and the fried onions just add that lovely crunch, the kind of different textural bite that it just adds to the dish. The olive oil that comes through as well, it's just so nutty and fresh, and I feel like I'm in heaven. Completed, absolutely completed, and we are so happy, like elated. When we met Carmen, she kind of gave us the confidence that we were doing everything right. I think you feel quite nervous and like overwhelmed by like the Spanish vibe, which is just so vibrant and gorgeous and chatty and hustly and bustly, and so you feel quite overwhelmed by that, especially because you're like a tourist. But I think if you're kind of delicate with it, you go up to the bar and you ask for a table, and or you just stand at the bar like we did for like an hour, and now we've eventually got a seat. But like it's just so relaxed. It's so relaxed in the most chaotic way, and the food is phenomenal. And so yeah, try not to be put off by the slight intensity of the place, and just enjoy the vibrancy and the pace at which they all work. Like it's mental. They're all just like, you know, saying like, oh, an order here, an order there. Like the chefs are on absolute go, go, go. Like it's just such an incredible atmosphere.
This, my friends, is Santa Ana Convent. Now, Seville has long been a city of convents, and at its peak in the late 20th century, the city was home to around 41 convents, the highest concentration in Spain. However, now only about 15 remain active. So let me tell you about a very unique experience we discovered whilst we were in Seville.
We are currently at Santa Ana Convent, and what's lovely about this is that there are several different convents around Seville where you can buy their sweets to support the convents. And apparently Santa Ana is famous for their torrijas, which is like a French toast, but they don't have them today. So we've got something called pastillas or pastillos instead. And it's a lovely way to support them.
I honestly don't want to say too much about this activity because I feel like you should experience it for yourself. But essentially, these Dulces de Convento, aka convent sweets, include a variety of old recipes for muffins, pastries and sweets, and purchasing these treats often involves a unique experience, such as using the torno, where the nun remains unseen.
So we've got the pastillos, and I'm going to talk you through the ingredients. So we've got wheat flour, then we've got honey and wine, and then you've got olive oil, ajonjoli, which I don't know what that is, a few other ingredients that I don't know, canela, which is cinnamon, sal, which is salt, and some E-numbers, which we love, and then rice flour. It looks delicious. I'm going to open it up for you and show you what it is. Oh my goodness, they're like little bows of sugary honey deliciousness. Like, should we give it a try? Oh, so cute. Yeah, you can really taste the cinnamon. Oh, they're so fun. The consistency is kind of like dense puff pastry, and then you've got a wonderful honey, sticky, cinnamony outside. Kind of reminds you of Christmas. There is an insane layer of honey at the base of this Tupperware.
Every convent tends to specialise in a handful of treats, so on another day of our trip we checked out Convento de San Leandro. Now this convent is famous for something called yemas. At the time we didn't know what they were, so we naively bought some. Now all I would say is that if you're planning on going to any convent, check out the little pinned menu they have on the wooden door before purchasing, just to double check for allergies, dietaries, or just what you think you might enjoy the most.
Yeah? I'm thinking that.
So to give you some context, yemas are traditional Spanish sweets made from egg yolks and sugar. They're very, very sweet, soft, and have a custard-like taste. As you can hear, I personally wasn't a fan, but they're famous for a reason, so try them out if you fancy. Our next treat of the afternoon was trying one of the most popular dessert snacks from Seville.
Torrijas is a Spanish dessert that's kind of very similar to like French toast, but they then soak it in honey or various other things. What we're going to do, we're going to go to a specific Torrijas shop. But before we do that, we just thought it'd be really good to get a control. So we went to a random little pasteleria called Pasteleria Los Angelitos de Santa Isabel. A bit of a mouthful. But we've got the control here, and it's this cute little thing, I'll show you. Basically fried bread with eggs and milk and this one with honey. Oh, whoa. That is delicious. The honey's actually really not too strong. It's not too floral, but like the bread is so soaked. I mean, I don't know how fresh these are, but it tastes really fresh. It's not warm, it's cold, but you kind of got like a slight bite around the edge and it's really, really soft and squidgy. It almost feels like there's like an element of like cream inside, but there isn't, I don't believe. But it's just so moist and squidgy. So I'm really, really intrigued to see what the Torrijas shop will offer. We've got the traditional mini torrijada, or torrija, and then the one with chocolate, and he drizzled some honey over the top. And then we've also got their house special, which is the brioche torrija with ice cream and Biscoff. We're gonna try the traditional plain one first, so just with the honey. The outside doesn't look as fried, but it's just melt in your mouth. This one's much more honey actually. Drizzle the honey on top. Torrija with the chocolate and then the extra honey on top. So you have the option to buy a full-on torrija, which is like the larger ones, and they're probably just like the size of a slice of bread, or the mini torrijas. When we've spotted them in shops and stuff, they are smaller. So I wonder which one is the more authentic one. But this is like the brioche torrija that just looks like an absolute monster. It looks incredible. But the brioche is really, really soft and moist, and then just goes so well with the ice cream. The guy behind the bar really kindly came over and gave us some orange wine, and this is made in Seville. Orange wine's super popular here. It's absolutely delicious. It kind of gives off dessert wine flavours. It's sweet with really lovely floral notes, and it's so fresh. It's very, very gluggable, and it's like warming up my stomach at the same time. It's kind of got a similar warmth to sherry, but is nowhere near as strong and definitely has those kind of winey tannin elements. Very, very nice. And it's made in Seville, so we love something local. Cheers, my friend. We've now obviously had the torrijas from the torrijada shop and the control from our little pasteleria. We both kind of came to the conclusion that the one in the pasteleria was more custardy in the centre and thicker, so you kind of had a better fried crust on the outside, and then it really goes into that creamy, custardy, moist centre. So the one at the torrijada shop was good, but the brioche was really delicious, and it went so well with ice cream and the Biscoff crumb. I think the thing is that try a few because they're not expensive. They're like €2 to €3. You can try it at the torrijada. They sell them at like supermarkets, at little cafes, pastelerias, like they're everywhere really. So if you do like sweet little nuggets of joy, then just try a few little ones and let us know in the comments which one's your favourite. Good plan. Okay, it's Emily the next day. We ended up going to a place for dinner and we had really high expectations for it, but sadly it wasn't as good as we'd hoped. There were a couple of dishes that were really good, but on average it was just not fantastic. And I think on this channel we only ever want to recommend places that we genuinely are like, that was so good, and that we think that you would really, really enjoy, and that just didn't make the cut. So we spoke to a few locals, and there's this one place called La Barra de Inchausti, and it's near the cathedral, and it's a place that does essentially like all fish. It looks incredible. So we're gonna go there for lunch, but we've heard that you can go there for dinner and it's incredible as well. So let's just pretend that our lunch now is our dinner from last night. If you fancy sticking around and subscribing, then that would be amazing, and we'll share so many more YouTube videos like this. This is the shrimp soup. It doesn't look like much, but the flavour combinations in this are phenomenal. It's quite gloopy, and there's bread in there, and then you've got the lovely elements of shrimp on top with a few little herbs. You can taste the onion coming through and the garlic. It's a flavour bomb. This is the shrimp tortilla. So it's really, you can basically see the tiny baby shrimps. And then it's got like herbs, I assume parsley. I've never seen anything like this. This is completely incredible. And it's so thin and crispy. Imagine the most flavorful prawn cracker ever. That's like soft and moist in the middle with a wonderful crisp on the outside. The texture from the actual prawns or shrimp is insanely seasoned. It's just so addictive to eat. We've now got the tuna, so we're gonna give it a go, naturally. This is honestly the best fish I've had in a long time. It's so fresh, it's amazing. Everything just falls apart. The tuna is so fresh and so flavorful. I would say the sauce is a rosemary, wine, buttery, oily based sauce. It complements the tuna basically with lots of onions and garlic.
The tuna's the main event.
The tuna is totally the main event here. I looked at the menu again and this is the atún encebollado, which basically the tuna in a onion stew. That's why it's so heavy on the onion. So it's kind of like a French caramelized onion, but it's not caramelized, it's just slow cooked. So it's really light, really winey, loads of herbs like rosemary and thyme I can see in there. The little restaurant tip that we have absolutely found means a lot here is you want to find menus that don't have translations into any other language. You just want to find a restaurant that has a menu purely in Spanish. Those are the best. Wing it on Google Translate, take a picture of the menu if you want, let it translate it. Or what we have done multiple times is actually ask the waiter what are our most popular dishes. So it'll be like tres platos favoritos or tres platos más populares, something like that, where you're basically asking the waiter for their recommendation. Next on the list is corvina, which is sea bass. Just from the get-go, it looks, once again, incredible. No surprises there. And then it's served with a roasted pepper, cebolla, so like onion salsa or sauce or kind of stewed thing. And potatoes. Oh my God, I'm salivating at the thought of it. Okay, I'm gonna try it raw actually. Oh my God. I have no words. It's got a lovely, lovely grilled, crisp edge. The flakes of the sea bass just fall apart. Oh my goodness gracious me.
Put it all together.
It's so sweet and fresh. Right, you gotta come and enjoy it. So another tip that we have kind of discovered through trial and error is that a lot of these tapas places or lunch eateries open at about 12:31, and we found that if you turn up as soon as they open, you can generally get a table, whereas an hour after they open, they get absolutely rammed with locals. So if you want to get a table, just get there on time. So these are piononos, or pionono. They are a local dessert. It's essentially a sheet of sponge cake that's been soaked in a cinnamon sugar syrup, rolled and then served with a cream pastry. And they're actually local to Granada, which is about an hour or two away. But they obviously serve them here. Oh. It's like soaked in sugar syrup, it looks amazing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sweet, light, but also dense at the same time. Lovely hint of cinnamon coming through. Thicker, yeah, I think that's the pastry cream, and then you've got the whipped cream in the middle. Oh, wow. But it's creamy. Yummy. Just made it to the airport, but honestly, could have spent weeks and weeks in Seville. It's such an incredible place. The food is gorgeous. The place is stunning. There's so much to do. Absolutely loved it. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment if you fancy, and I'll see you next time. And if you have any recommendations yourself, please leave them in the comments below so that anyone else can kind of have a look and see your recommendations as well. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Hasta luego!